I am Shelitha Robertson, and I want to serve as your Superior Court judge. For more than 30 years, I've served the public as a police officer, a public defender, and a city attorney. I love America. I respect the Constitution. I'll be effective, efficient, fair, and firm. I'll be an interpreter of the law, not an advocate. I am Shelitha Robertson, and I'm ready to be your judge.
On May 20th, vote Shelitha Robertson. Experience we can trust.
And today, we got to talk about 62-year-old Shelitha Robertson of the Atlanta, Georgia area, who has been found guilty on a $7 million PPP loan scam. Now, this is ridiculous for a variety of reasons. First of all, Miss Robertson already had money. She was already a multimillionaire before this scam happened. So it was just purely greed. It's bad enough to engage in fraud, obviously. It doesn't matter if you are rich, poor, whatever. Fraud is fraud. That's bad enough. But she wasn't even poor. She already had a bunch of money. She already had businesses. She was already a police officer at one point. I believe she retired or she left the force. I'm not really sure. But she was a police officer. She was an aspiring judge trying to get into the political realm. She was an attorney. She was a former assistant city attorney, maybe for Atlanta or a surrounding area. She had a lot of money already. There was no reason to even do this. But aside, the only reason was greed. Pure and simple.
Only on 11 Alive tonight, when COVID hit, jobs tanked, small businesses collapsed, families suffered, and millions of paychecks just disappeared. The government was quick to pour out more than $1 trillion to restore a collapsing economy, but the scammers and fraudsters quickly caught on, as did the Secret Service.
As billions of dollars started flowing out in COVID-related paycheck protection loans and unemployment benefits designed to rescue struggling businesses and help those who lost jobs, millions of dollars ended up in the hands of fraudsters and scammers.
They were all prosecuted from the Northern District of Georgia.
At the forefront of hunting them down, the Atlanta Bureau of the Secret Service, charged with protecting the nation's financial system and headed by Chief Agent Stephen Basil.
This type of fraud is a very high priority for our agency, and in our office we have approximately 15 to 20 agents that investigate it on a full-time basis.
The big question is, how did all this financial fraud gain momentum? The Secret Service says electronic filing.
The programs were not set up to verify the identification, and that's what allowed the fraud to continue. The electronic aspect of it expedited it.
Basil says the priority was getting the money to those in need quickly.
There was a lot of things that happened so quickly that they thought they had it under control, and the oversight just was not there.
Take the case of Khadidra White. The Secret Service says she electronically filed false unemployment benefit claims using stolen identities in 3 states and operating from her home in Clarkston. In 1 month, she netted over $1 million. They say she bought a new car, ended up spending almost half of the money before she was arrested and sentenced to federal prison. And since the onset of COVID, the Secret Service has already cornered 13 people, recovering more than $3.6 million in PPP loan money. 10 more have been taken into custody in unemployment benefit fraud, recovering another $500,000. The agency says it has 40 additional cases now pending, with much of that stolen money already recovered.
And I love your ears.